underwear chapter.
Welcome to another episode Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. It is a special night tonight. This is the culmination of Spider Week. We've done our best to avoid all spoilers and those things that are out there on the interwebs. Some things that have there have been some, like I read on the news this morning that there is copyright things being filed left and right for people trying to post things. People are getting in a lot of trouble for putting stuff online.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Guys, let's get to it. Sonny is here.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? I'm super excited for today, dude. You cannot imagine how stoked I am. You got to do it. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Paul's here.
Snuggle buddy Paul is here.
I can't see anything. Shout out Katie. Katie, come here. Where are you at?
You can't see anything.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
You're left.
Yeah.
There you go. Onesies.
Wow.
Hi.
Nice. I love
Tanya's
it.
in the chat.
All right. I'm gonna take this down now. But hello. This wasn't my idea. It was hers. But you know, it's pretty good. I think.
It's super, super, super cool.
We've got Paul is kind of cosplaying, and we have I guess we have a variant of the variant.
Yes.
We have Billy Ray Cyrus Jonathan here is with us. The variant is here.
Thank you, everyone.
Looking good.
Looking good.
Looking super good.
Someone said what?
What a do, fan.
Whoa.
Guys,
Dude.
tonight is the night. We're going to get to that in a moment. But
we're talking Spider-Man.
we're going to be talking Spider-Man. We wanted to get into a little bit of Hawkeye, the most recent episode of Hawkeye. A couple of us just finished watching it.
Yeah, you too.
Right before we came on here.
Yep.
What were your thoughts about this episode?
I think, you know, to first say, you know, I'll try and stay away from the spoiler that we're all going to be talking about. The big man and all the jokes and all that kind of stuff, all the references that they were talking about. We clearly know what's true and what's not. You know, I think I sent a little spoiler in the chat and no one responded to me. I was like, maybe they're a little pissed off.
Nah, I was just
trying to avoid
I wasn't surprised,
what was happening.
and I was like, yeah.
I think it's super cool. I think now this turns it up to a different level. You know, we know that there's a serious crime boss in town and controlling things to a different level that I didn't even think that they were really going to go into the Marvel universe here. But now Disney's taking it there.
So this is my question for you, Paul, and because we've had this conversation. We've had this conversation, like us as a group have had this conversation over the last couple of months. We know that as of about 2 years ago, Netflix was going to be merging with the Marvel continuity. I don't think they would be doing anything to sort of go backwards to promote or push forward anything that's been happening with regards to Netflix projects. Do you think that when we get from these characters that are being brought in from the Netflix verse, I guess you could say,
Right.
these characters are being brought in, are they going to be, is it going to be like a total reset, Are they just gonna continue the continuity that they've had from the Netflix stuff, or is it gonna be sort of like a soft, like a reboot,
Yeah.
I guess, or something like that with
That's
what
what
they're
I'm
trying to do, like when they bring these characters in?
I don't
What
know.
are they try to do?
I'm thinking it's gonna be like a soft reboot. They're gonna take the parts that worked, and Taquan's laughing. I don't know why. And laughter is contagious. But Jonathan, go.
All right.
Get through it. So then,
the coolest part about them bringing in the NMCU, which is Netflix, right?
Oh,
I know.
there you go.
I did that. They might do that, but I did it first. Is the actors and the characters that we liked we can keep.
Yeah.
And there's probably only 1 to 2, maybe 2 characters from the NMCU that they would recast.
Yeah.
Right. This kind of opens the door for
Iron
because
Fist.
Iron Fist would probably be
For sure.
is going to be the one that they would recast or remold, and they don't really need Iron Fist right now because we already have
No.
that mystical kung fu
Yeah.
warrior, which is
Shang-Chi,
Shang-Chi, which was awesome,
Right.
which
was really good.
much better than an Iron Fist character could ever be.
Of course.
They did a really good job. So they keep Daredevil's Charlie
Charlie Cox.
Cox,
Yeah.
Jessica
John Bernthal.
Jones.
John Bernthal, Punisher for sure.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Perfect. Right. And then Luke Cage is
I forget his
His
name.
name's
Mike
Mike Coulter.
Michael
Yeah.
Coulter.
That's
Keep
kinda
all,
cool.
keep all of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
recast Iron Fist. But also, we don't need all the Defenders right now.
No.
The one character that everybody wants is just Daredevil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's all the rumors around Charlie Cox being.
Well, Kevin Feige
involved.
said it himself. He was like, if you're going to see Daredevil in anything, if it's going to be next week or next year, it's going to be Charlie Cox.
Yeah, and he's probably one of the best casted characters or
Easy.
actors to play a
Yeah.
character.
Easy.
I kind of have a feeling that we'll see him tonight.
In
I
Spider-Man?
think in some capacity, I
we
think
might.
you would probably see him tonight.
That's what I was gonna say.
In the
I
movie.
have heard reports before the movie came out, so this isn't a
Same.
spoiler.
No,
that
same.
he is in it.
No, we were talking about it a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
That we thought
And,
that he might appear.
That I would actually be a little surprised if we didn't see him. And that of all the things in this movie, if that doesn't happen, I will not realize until someone says it to me after the movie. They'll be like, "Oh, Charlie Cox wasn't."
That's
in it.
low on the things
And
that
I-
needs to
exactly,
happen.
and I'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're right, he wasn't."
Yeah.
But
Well,
Yeah.
they mentioned that they were going to make the Moon Knight series a little darker and a little grittier, more violent.
Right.
If they go with that tone, then I mean, we could get something in between. With obviously the Netflix and the Daredevil, those series on Netflix are very ultra violent. I mean,
Oh,
they're
for
like
sure.
way over the top.
Mhm.
They're
Punisher
gory
is
and violent.
very
and just,
violent, dude.
they're brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, we probably won't get that.
No.
But we
Especially not
could
on
get
Disney
something
Plus.
in between
Yeah.
a Captain America Winter Soldier. They've had some moments in some of these MCU series that's
Definitely.
kind of dark. We've had a zombie version of Vision
Right.
and
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. He's like smashing the guy with the.
Yeah, that was pretty intense with the shield.
So I mean, there
not
are
Winter Soldier. What's his name?
U.S. agent.
U.S. Agent.
I'm trying, John Walker.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes.
they
so
could take it
there
there.
are moments where they could go in
They
that
could take it there,
direction,
yeah.
They could
but
take
I
it
don't know if they would go full on like what we saw in those first 3 seasons
I think.
of Daredevil.
I don't think so either.
I don't know. I think we'll get close. I have confidence that that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And kind of like rotating back before I lost all sanity. I think that the best thing about this is they're going to be able to pick and choose what they want to carry forward.
Yeah.
For
sure.
And some people
It's the
are
coolest
like,
thing.
I've talked to a couple of people who are like, well, you can't but this was canon. You can't do this. Well, so was the Inhumans,
right.
and
Right.
that has been scrubbed from.
The
It's gone.
face
Canon.
of the entire.
gone.
Inhumans was
It's kind of
brutal.
like I think about it
Dude.
like Legends in Star Wars.
Okay.
They have made it all Legends, just like they're kind of made the Netflix thing is going to be Legends or like an alternate universe maybe, and
Right.
they're going to be able to pick and choose the things they want from there
Right.
as they want, and then not like if they want to reboot a certain part of it,
Mhm.
like maybe the person that plays Elektra,
Right.
Right.
they can do
Mhm.
that and
Right.
still keep Charlie Cox.
That's a good point.
And
Go ahead.
I mean, also like we don't need an Iron Fist character. I don't know like when. Like I think all the Iron Fist fans that really wanted their Iron Fist show, they got it, and they are very satisfied with how terrible it was that they don't want it done again.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to the however many people are like diehard Iron Fist fans.
that's a good way to put it.
You know,
Is that they're
The guy like
satisfied?
sold out. Like he was training. Like he
So
was
they say.
all over
He
the place
overall-
to train.
didn't do a bad job, right? He didn't.
As what?
what
as
are we talking
as a
As
about?
what?
as like a punk kid who learned kung fu over the span of 8 years.
No.
Right?
I think he was pretty
he
bad.
was really bad, dude.
He was-
I don't think the cast was
They're not
very.
gonna-
I don't really know his supporting
Dude,
cast was
the
that
only
great.
First off,
character-
if you're supposed to be one of the most badass fighters in the whole universe, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean, the MCU or whatever, you should be able to be like the fighting scene should have been way cooler than they were. There was like one that was like kind of cool, and like you look at Shang-Chi, of course they got all the criticism, and they know, okay, we got to do this right.
Yeah.
They brought in some of the people though that were like doing fight choreography for like John Wick and
Yeah,
everything
like
else.
they
were
they made sure
they were on
they
top
did their
of it.
homework. But whatever happened with this MCU project,
they dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Many of them.
If they had Charlie Cox do the fight choreography, they would have been better off.
Right.
If
For
they just had
real.
him on
Well,
set
because
doing it.
Iron Fist in what should seem by paperwork should be able to kick Daredevil's ass, and like
Should.
you definitely, like, I feel like Daredevil would mop the floor with this Iron Fist kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and he kind of does in the Defenders series.
right.
Oh man, Defenders. What a good tie-in.
Brutal.
I think that was.
That was
I think that
brutal.
was
Really
way
bad.
better than Iron Fist.
The
It was-
Defenders
yeah,
show.
it was
Oh,
only
yeah,
6
yeah, yeah,
episodes.
Well,
It
because
was
it had all
Weaver.
the other people in it.
Yeah,
Sigourney Weaver makes everything perfect.
yeah.
Sure.
I think
Oh,
being
yeah.
able to have Daredevil
The
and like
alien callback.
Yeah.
the weird with the hand and the Elektra stuff and get everybody like tied into that.
Yeah.
That's what made it cool. Like there was like more depth to them just running around New York beating people
You know
up.
what?
Right.
The MCU really hasn't done, and I think the Batman
What,
movie.
Miss? No, they haven't. No, go ahead.
No, they definitely have.
A little bit.
We're kind of talking about how a bunch of their misses right now. But for the most part, no, you're right. They haven't missed. But they haven't like. There's never been a movie where they establish like a ground level, or even a TV show for the greater universe, where they establish a ground level, street level group of villains.
Yeah.
It's all universe or
Like some
city.
conqueror
Yeah,
or some
exactly.
like alien.
And I think hopefully the Batman movie in February is going to be a good example of how they can do that and
Yeah.
lay the groundwork for
I agree.
like that Court of Owls or
That's
Right.
going to be so
Um,
good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
what's it called? Ra's al Ghul's crew, the
League of Shadows.
League of Shadows. There we
yeah.
go. And they got the hand. My point is the hand.
Mhm.
Why not?
That's super ground based. I mean, there is a
Exactly.
little bit of mysticism to it, but nothing too crazy. I mean, we're talking about League of Shadows.
Yeah.
With
With reference to this episode, this most recent episode of Hawkeye, we only have one episode left.
Yeah.
It seems like they have a lot of things to tie up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be like an hour episode.
We still don't
I
know
would
who
hope.
killed the old man. We're not really sure who killed the old man.
I think
Right.
it's. I think there's a small possibility they never.
They might not.
They might not say, and it's just going to kind of be like, well,
Is Jax just sort of like just kind of like a running gag, whatever his character is supposed to be?
Yeah,
a
he-
Ralph Boner,
He
if
might,
you will.
Yeah, he might just be like the
He-
scapegoat.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like his names are on Sloan, whatever
Right.
project.
Because at this point,
he
he
says,
seems
I
like
never
a
worked a
good.
day in my life.
He's
He's
like-
telling them.
Okay, so after this episode, I'm like, I kind of like this guy. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of.
he's a great actor.
He might not be the bad guy. I think he's there to seem sketch, so Miss Bishop doesn't look extra sketch.
You've
Right.
seen him in Better Call Saul.
You know what I mean?
I
So-
mean, he's great as Lalo in.
She calls
Better
the
Call Saul.
cops on him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Daughter's like, hey, he's suspicious, and
She's like, I already know.
daughter
They're
knows.
here.
Boom, gone.
Yeah, so I think after watching, I didn't actually watch the whole episode. I watched the last like 10 minutes and like got like
The just.
this is what happened from other people because I kind of forgot to watch it. I've been busy.
Good
but,
show, guys.
Super good show.
But I think that it's been a misdirect to where what's her name, Eleanor Bishop,
Yeah.
Mhm.
is going to be the bad guy we
Mhm.
thought
Yeah.
Jack was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at the
I'm
end
okay
of
with
this
it.
episode
Madam Mask.
kind of
Kind
confirms
of
that,
going
yeah.
in that direction.
Yeah.
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 Dude. And I think a lot of these shows, if you go into it like people like us, super nerds, picking out little things like boom, like Madam Mask, or like Clint's wife, being Mockingbird, or like calling out who showed up at the end. I knew that was going to happen episodes ago. Like people put those lines together, but it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like they might just flip the script, and it could be like you said, a Ralph Boner thing, and it won't even be anybody.
I think this show has been the best of like we knew it was happening, and there hasn't been like a big twist.
Right.
And if the twist isn't big, is that going to be a disappointment, or is it
Right.
just going to be like, all right, we got everything we wanted?
Because at this point, I just want
Move
to
on.
see Clint
I
get
think-
home for Christmas. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah,
And
He
I,
needs to be on the plane at the end of the show.
You know,
exactly.
that's what I
Something.
care about.
but I think they have so many questions to answer, Sonny, in this last episode that they've got to tie up all these things. They have to get Clint home
Yeah.
for Christmas Eve or Christmas.
Christmas.
You know,
He's gonna miss
he already
Christmas.
missed the ugly sweater party.
Yeah.
He missed out on making the gingerbread houses
And movie marathon night.
and the movie marathon night. So he's already missed the three things. One person that we know in this show that didn't miss out on mac and cheese is that Yelena and Kate, they sort of had their girls' night.
They did.
She mentioned all the stuff she wanted to see while she was in New York. You know, she has a little checklist of to-dos.
Rockefeller Building.
Right after, of course, killing Clint Barton, she mentions, because I came here to kill Clint Barton. She is great in this character, as this character.
I hated it.
She was a little bit over the top in comparison to how she was in Black Widow.
That's what I was like, why are they making her like do so much of the comic
She
relief?
studied comedy while she was a trained assassin
She studied stand-up.
to be really under the radar.
Well, that's what I was going why
guess.
because, you know, they were first off her accent is terrible. It is not
Do you
good.
think that? Did you think it was kind of? I thought it was kind of cool that so Kate Bishop has been all goofy to
Mhm.
Clint Barton's kind of like straight, serious, like angry man, and then all of a sudden Kate sort of takes on Clint's role
Yeah.
as Yelena is being all goofy.
She's kind of trying to be a little bit more straightforward.
Chucks
and
the
like,
bottle
what's
at her
going on?
head, and she's
Right.
like, "Hi,"
Hello.
like,
Hello.
you know. I
She,
mean,
she does that exactly.
Nikita says
Yeah.
in the chat, Nikita saying that he's really enjoyed and I like her character as well.
You,
You
just
guys-
think she's a smoke show.
Well, I also enjoy the character. Past that, but he said it's one of the only parts of Hawkeye that he's like really, really enjoyed so far.
Oh,
Which
wow, that's
it's
cool.
nice
To
to hear
each
that.
his own. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. And Nikita was asking, he was like, "Why are we going to go over the post-credit scenes? What we think is going to happen when
yeah,
they've
a
all been
theory
leaked?
from each of us.
When they've
to-
all been leaked already? We all here have
Have
managed
not.
to
We have not
see
seen
the
any
post-credit
of
scenes.
it.
all
No.
social
We
media.
have managed
We-
to duck it
yeah,
all.
I haven't seen
My phone's been
anything.
off a lot since Monday.
Yeah.
Actually,
I went on
haven't-
Instagram to add the story, and I'm just like blocking like the
That's
bottom portion of
that's
my
it. When I
screen.
did it this morning to make the little flyer for us, I was like, I don't want
No,
to see
it's not-
anything. I want to see. I made it, posted it. I was like,
I'm
I'm
posting our
out
link.
of here.
I'm posting our link on Twitter, but I'm just hitting the caption or the comment thing, posting it, and then getting
That's
out. of there.
out.
Katie
Yep.
and her Snuggie is messaging me this morning. I didn't respond until tonight because I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't trying to be on there and
Yeah.
I usually
see
I'm
or
not
hear anything.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I usually go into it like I'll usually start looking. I won't like ruin too much of it, but I'll see which ones got leaked at least. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I've managed to stay away from everything. I do know
Something.
something. I'll talk about it later. But I don't necessarily know what was leaked. I know for sure that IMDb put out a list of certain names of people that
Okay.
we already knew were gonna be in it. You know
Sure.
what I mean? But you know,
Okay. So Jonathan, I'm going to start with you.
Uh-oh.
Give me one theory on what you think you could be seeing tonight for a post-credit scene. Just one.
Miles Morales.
That would be pretty dope.
that'd be
They
really good.
show
That'd be really
some.
Not in costume, but he introduces himself as Miles.
I think
good. Or he's
somebody
at feast or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what
maybe.
I mean?
is sitting down at a table, and it's just like a nice family scene. And then mom says Miles,
And he's like,
and he like
Oh.
turns something cute and warm for the holidays. Where it's like, we know who that is, but we don't need to see him as Spider-Man. Just a nice little family scene.
Yep.
I think that'd be nice.
And then somebody yells Miles and he turns around and then it's like cuts.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be awesome.
I like that.
And I really
Uh,
hope it's a really high named actor kid that we've seen in the Stranger Things.
No,
Oh.
that's
okay.
that's
Things is
been
terrible.
kind of the rumor that it's either him or
hot take.
someone
sorry.
else. They supposedly have cast Miles Morales
Mhm.
Right.
like a long time ago.
Right.
He was cast.
Or it could be cool if they did like the portal, the Into the Spider-Verse,
Mm.
and it's like the cartoon Miles like looking in, like what's going on over
That'd
there.
be cool too.
Just to be like, oh, we're not really connected, but we are.
Mhm.
Like that'd just be like a fun thing to see, like animated on the live action,
Mm.
like weird.
They were
wall
supposed to
thing.
do that in the first one, trying to get
Yeah.
Tom Holland into.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that in this next one.
That'd
It'd
be
be
crazy.
neat.
Sonny,
Yeah.
what say you?
I think with all of this being mixed in with Doctor Strange, I think we're gonna get some Doctor Strange stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
A Doctor Strange post credit.
Yeah, like a lead into the multiverse of madness.
Mm.
Even the form of him using all this magic and maybe Wanda checking in like, oh, I see you. Maybe I can use this to find my kids.
Mm.
So I think we might get and who knows? I think I've heard that there's 3. I heard there's 2 post credits and then there's one after everything.
Oh wow.
So I think one of them is going to be Doctor Strange related, personally.
I love it.
I think. Oh, sorry. I have to take this real quick.
It's
I want
okay.
another funny one. I want all 3 of the Spider-Men, if they're in it. Yeah.
To do the thing where they're all pointing
They're
at
either
each other.
pointing at each other,
If
or
they're in it, your face.
or the iconic Tobey Maguire scene of him coming out of the sales store with the new black suit.
And they all are doing the
they
dance.
all do the dance. It's one of those things
wow,
that I think
that
would be
pretty
awesome.
great.
That would be because they need to have
That
one of the
would-
scenes
Yeah.
needs to be funny and needs to be
that'll
memeable,
break the internet.
and I
for
would
sure.
lose my mind.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be really
Best
That would
movie
be-
of all time if they do
that
that.
would be pretty great.
Yeah.
If they have that, it'll be a good.
That's pretty cool. No, I like that. I like that. What's up?
So if we're
Send it
saying
back.
there's 3,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. One of them's gonna be Doctor Strange.
'Kay.
One of them's gonna be a gag,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm thinking
Venom?
Spider-Verse type
Oh.
thing.
Okay.
I think if it's not Miles, Venom, maybe something to do with the Spider-Verse and like the goings on with that and the next movie.
Okay.
Or maybe even I don't know. Maybe it'll even be like a scene from part 1 of Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, maybe.
Because they've done that
No,
before.
yeah, for
There was
sure.
a scene from I believe it was Civil War at the end of I can't remember which movie it was, but there was a movie that straight up just had a scene from the next movie in it.
Well, Civil War had the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse,
Oh,
right? And you watched
it?
you
No,
watched
not-
the snowy scene. Was it not Civil War?
Civil War had.
I
was
wish I could remember
there was
exactly
the
what it
long-
was.
I don't remember.
Ant-Man had a clip.
But it was a long clip. It
That
was like
was-
the train sequence into him landing in the park
I don't remember.
from Into the Spider-Verse. It had the long clip
I don't know, nerd.
somewhere.
But they have done stuff like that before, had clips from other movies and
Yeah.
things of that nature. Maybe they do that for like one of the next movies or
Right.
Across the Spider-Verse,
Right.
which would be super cool.
Well,
Okay. What you got?
I mean, I'm gonna go like a little more random, I guess, than kind of similar to what Jonathan's thinking. Is we know that his name's John Watts, the director of the Spider-Man
Yep,
movies.
he's done them all.
He's gonna be doing Fantastic Four. So I think it would be cool is if they reveal who's playing Reed Richards and he introduces himself to not necessarily Peter Parker, but somebody who's connected with Peter.
Okay.
Give me
And he-
Krasinski.
That would be
Wow.
great. I'd be great with
Yeah,
that.
Krasinski has.
Give me Krasinski.
And
That'd
he
be
just
so good.
introduces himself.
He's
He
like,
says,
"Hi.
"Oh, I'm Reed Richards."
Hi, I'm Reed, or I'm Mr. Richards, or
Yeah.
something of the sort.
Yeah.
He'd be teaching at the college.
Yeah,
So
Like
if
one of them are taking college classes, and he introduces himself.
That's pretty good.
Oh man, that
I
would
like
be really
that.
cool. That would be really cool because that's really bringing everything together with
Because
Kang coming
now
over.
we now know that John Watts
man.
is officially developing Fantastic Four.
Right.
It's in development
Yeah.
now.
Or they can
So-
say who bought the tower. You know what I mean? And it could be the Baxter Building.
They
You
should.
know, and you don't even have
Wow.
to. You don't even have to put anybody in there.
I love
I
that.
like that, too.
I love that a lot.
What's Spider-Man's Future Foundation? That's when he's part of the
Future
Fantastic
Foundation,
Four.
yes. With the white suit.
Maybe
Yeah.
we
Oh,
kind of
that
get
suit. Oh God.
maybe we
That's
get
sick.
kind of
Oh,
that
no.
story in the first Fantastic Four movie. Maybe like we get Spider-Man with them initially, and that he's like our introductory character, like he's
Mhm.
like our
So
stepping in with him.
He starts the Fantastic Four versus like join later.
No, maybe he's like our point of view character, kind of
Yeah.
coming in, like he hears about this like group doing something. I don't know, something or other.
Okay.
It's funny that you're the way you're talking about him in this character because what I've been reading online is he's in like they're
He's the linchpin, if you will.
he's the new RDJ
Yes,
of what's
exactly,
going on.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's
so
what I'm. Yep.
he might be the one that shows up and brings, this is like you said, the point of view of now we're seeing the Fantastic Four just, brand new, but through Peter's
Yeah.
eyes,
Yep. Yep.
through
Yep.
Spider-Man's eyes. And then we might be able to see, bad guys and everything else to kind of tear everything together. I like that a lot.
What's
Yep.
the
You
think
said it better than I did.
for the think tank? That's Reed Richards, Spider-Man, and Tony Stark, and one other. There's 4 of them.
The
Or
think tank? I
The
don't
think
know.
tank, the people that build the rocket that send Hulk into space.
Oh.
Oh, I don't remember. I just remember.
I
that
thought
that's
it was
what
the
is.
Illuminati.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
the
it was
Illuminati?
the
It was
Illuminati.
the Illuminati.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
Illuminati that
It was the
sends, which
So-
is, I still think it's
Which
like
is-
Iron Man, Black Panther, Reed
Black
Richards.
Bolt,
Yeah.
Namor.
Reed Richards,
Yeah.
and Beast.
Beast. Wow.
Which
And,
honestly,
Alf.
and if you think about it, like when I was younger, I never used to think about like these overpowered groups that are inside other the groups.
Right.
Those dudes are like that's too much. I think at one point didn't they all have an Infinity Stone to guard or something
Yeah,
like
they
that?
Right,
had a
that's right.
storyline like that. Like they were
So,
all.
I want to ask you guys. It came up in the chat. Nikita,
What up, chat?
she Sorry about that. She asked, do you think maybe they go younger with the Fantastic Four instead of an older cast?
I think it would be a smart move. I think that would be a smart move because you want, unless you, like, if you just give me Krasinski and he already has the white hair and it's already they're older, that's cool. I'm already going to sold. But if you get younger characters like that to form, like you see the Fantastic Four forming, we get more movies and more longevity and more character development out of that. So I would like that a lot.
I'm cooler with it if they change like the origin story a lot, because it's weird if they send like, you know, like 16-year-old kids into space. Yeah. You know?
Right.
So it'd be cool if they're still like older.
Right. No.
And like lead scientists and stuff.
Well, because they were young. They were younger.
They are scientists.
They were younger in the remake that wasn't that good.
It was
brutal.
It was neat.
That movie was
all those guys got redemption. They played Human Torch and they got redemption.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan and Chris Evans. They both get redemption.
I was gonna say the same thing. You can't even front.
Pass the torch.
Yeah, like he was not good as the. Oh, that was wow.
Really good.
Holy crap! That
You're
was
welcome.
really.
What
good.
did you say?
He said to pass the torch.
Jonathan, I mean Billy Ray. Billy Ray, I'm so proud of you.
No,
we're taking off right now. Oh,
it really like
Michael B. Jordan was not a good Human Torch, and he's a great actor. And he just I don't think that was just well made at all. The movie
had a lot of issues.
Had a lot of
Josh Trank is.
Oh man,
Josh Trank is either a crazy person or the studio really messed with everything, or a combination of both.
Well, I think that they were just trying to go so far off. They were trying to go so far off the mark differently to try and make it something new.
And do you remember what Dr. Doom looked like in that movie?
Yeah.
Weird AF.
It was brutal.
I would rather watch Rise of the Silver Surfer like 5 times on loop.
Dude, I think that's the best Fantastic Four movie.
I like that one.
It's the better of the two. There haven't been that many.
Better of the 3.
You like the 10-minute scene of Silver Surfer just like floating, like in CG?
Yeah,
better than anything.
When Human Torch is chasing after him around the world,
cool.
bro.
What
That's
about when Human Torch
awesome.
gets all the abilities and he's like, "All right, and things power."
Yeah, no.
All right.
That movie.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I think
right.
that movie, The Fantastic Four 2, is like this weird in between. It's like has the residual camp from the 90s, where it also started like blending into the new, like more serious comic book movies, and it was like kind of
CG.
All the scenes, like with Silver Surfer getting chased by the Human Torch.
Anything.
Those scenes are
super cool.
They are really cool.
And
when he like phases through the tunnel and he goes underneath his board to check him out, and then I'm like, bro, you're the coolest thing ever, bro.
There is more cool stuff in that Fantastic Four movie than there is any of the other ones.
Okay.
And I will stand by that.
You're not saying a lot because those movies. But I get I'm on your team. But I'm just saying still.
If I'm throwing one of those 3 movies on, it's that one.
It's that one, hands down.
I wouldn't watch any of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I
would rather watch like Last Stand, X-Men Last Stand.
I would watch The Rise of Silver Surfer before I watch Last Stand.
So while we're talking about rating
X-Men
movies,
speaking of rankings, go ahead, Sonny.
Speaking of ranking movies, pass the torch here. Why don't you boys tell me ranking 3 of your favorite Spider-Man movies, and give me one that you hate the most or that you find the most awkward. One.
You go first, Frank.
Yeah.
My favorite Spider-Man. I'll go do three to
top 3, and then
top 3.
My favorite Spider-Man movie, or my third favorite Spider-Man movie, is probably the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Okay.
My second favorite is Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Because I love the dynamic between him and Doc Ock, being like a mentor type of thing to him, and their dynamic is great.
Same.
And, Harry kind of coming into his own as realizing that his father was nuts, and all of that, and being obsessed with trying to destroy Peter and everything else. And then my favorite Spider-Man movie, and tonight the bar is set really high. We've got to see what tonight is going to be like. But
I've heard good things.
My favorite Spider-Man movie is Into the Spider-Verse.
Ding 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 ding
Oh,
ding
I
ding
didn't
ding
even-
ding ding ding.
I'm going live
I
action.
love that movie.
Yeah.
All around the room, I would say probably that.
If I'm
before
counting that
anybody
one,
goes.
that's my favorite.
It's
but I'm
such a
not going
good
to count that
movie.
one because it's
And
Well, live
everybody.
action.
Oh, my least favorite is Spider-Man 3.
Oh, easy.
Tobey Maguire dancing and all
Terrible.
that stuff. That's
Oh yeah,
garbage.
that's pretty good. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think, is my least favorite.
Okay.
Yep.
I like everything that was kind of going on CGI wise in Spider-Man 3. It was just like I hope it's not like this tonight, but it's just like a bunch of bad guys and a bunch of stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Well, there's one. I'll get to it when I keep going.
Okay. I think my favorite, of course, Into the Spider-Verse. We're going to see a lot of cool stuff happening tonight that I hope they take notes from what happened in that movie.
Yep.
Because they did it the right way. I would say probably Spider-Man 2 would go right in the middle for me too. Doc Ock is probably just the endearing like mentor vibe that you got at the end was really cool. Just seeing him like, what can we do? We're gonna fix this together, and it just, and I think we're gonna get some of that. I think Doc Ock is gonna help Peter or Peters take out these other guys. I think he's gonna do that same thing and flip and be like, you know what? I'm not really a bad guy.
He kind of gets a redemptive arc.
Yeah, he's like, let me
think
finish off what I was doing.
When he gets the Stark nanotech on him, I think that's gonna break the or take back control from the arms. And he's gonna that's my little theory for that one.
I like that.
Good call.
It's on me.
Yeah.
Or is it on Paul? Okay.
No, you go.
So I think the worst is Amazing Spider-Man 2, just because there's just too much going on. I think Jamie Foxx being Electro was really neat idea, but him in his nerd stage was like not believable whatsoever.
Right.
Like he was very cool still, and it's hard because he's just like a cool guy, a cool actor to be put into like, I used to be weak, now I'm powerful as Electro, but he has no control of his power, but he has a lot of control. That movie really tried to send what Spider-Man 3 did and just have a bunch of villains, but really Spider-Man 3 only has 2 villains. The third villain is just, he's just angsty. That's New Goblin.
Yeah.
Or Hobgoblin.
It's New Goblin. It's not.
Yeah.
He is
Hobgoblin.
very specifically not Hobgoblin in that movie. He's named New Goblin. He's credited as New Goblin.
Yeah. Right. But like, Spider-Man 3 is definitely not. I don't even think it's even close to Amazing Spider-Man 2. How bad like Amazing Spider-Man 2 is. Spider-Man 3's got moments where you're like Eddie Brock. You hate Topher Grace. Yeah. Right? Like throughout that entire movie, you're like, you're annoying, whatever. And he really gets you those like, you're upset vibes. So when he's actually Venom, you're like, I want him to be gone.
Yeah. Like,
he jumps into the Venom, at the very end.
So he does a good job at it.
He does a good job at it. And he's very gross throughout the entire movie. And he's just grosser when he's actually Venom. So Spider-Man 3 is probably, it's tied with Spider-Man 2.
I would agree.
As far as like my favorite. Yeah, I tried to get
really?
you in that. Yeah,
I was like, what?
He just called it. He called my bluff. He's really? On. Yeah, I love Spider-Man 3. If you do take away the weird jazz segment of
it's a much better movie.
Whatever, but again, this was a movie for children, and they tried to show Tobey Maguire as a bad guy, and that's the way to do it for kids. Is to be like edgy, black, wearing all black, snapping a lot. Dancing. Like, that's the way to like send it to children without him smoking a cigarette or him like drinking alcohol or being like a delinquent. I guess. Like being a bad role model.
If you put it,
he's got the landlord's daughter. He's like talking all smooth.
Yeah, he's like,
he says something ridiculous to her. I don't remember what it is.
Well, he says shalom to her.
That's what it is. That's what it is. He says shalom,
and that's like a whole other thing to unpack.
Shalom.
He goes shalom.
So you gotta make me some brownies
do you got any milk
or
with
something?
that, or like with the
you
cookies?
got any milk? And then he goes, do you got any ones with peanuts? She's like, I could go make some. He's like, yeah, you do that.
Yeah, he's talking to someone else. He goes, yeah, go do that. Get out of here.
But the amount of memes that we've gotten from Spider-Man 3, the amount of like memories that you have, that movie isn't bad. That segment's annoying.
If the movie's not good, it's okay. If it provides you with memes, it goes up your ranking.
Yeah,
that's real.
True.
Well, so bad it's good.
But
it's so bad it's good.
Like, okay,
that's a new way. That's the 2020 way. 2021 way to gauge whether a movie is so good or so bad it's good.
Right, but it's only that segment. It's only that segment, I believe. And Tobey Maguire's performance is,
weird. But what was your best one? Your favorite one?
It's 2 or 3. The issue with Spider-Man 2 being my favorite is I've never sat down and watched 2 all the way through. Something has happened, like I've either gotten sick or like
I snapped.
I started like walking around, but in the middle of the movie, I've never watched the middle segment, and I never will. I rewatched the 1, 2, and 3 like 2 days ago with my friends.
And you just shut it off in the middle.
No,
you were like, I can't watch this 15 minutes.
Halfway through the movie, I get a phone
wait.
call from my mom, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And I'm watching it with like 10 people during a live stream. I'm not gonna ask them to pause the movie, so I'm like, I'm gonna go take this, and then I come back, and it's 30 minutes later. Every time that I come back, it's this segment. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're destined to never watch that.
What if a fixed time point or whatever?
Yeah, like that's what's
your nexus moment.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why Spider-Man 3 is actually my favorite. Spider-Man 2 probably would be, but I've never finished it, so there might be a moment that I don't know about.
Donovan,
in
or
Spider-Man
excuse me,
2.
Jonathan, you know.
Same name.
thing.
Shout
Miss
out
you,
Donovan.
buddy.
Yeah.
We
We
miss
love you.
Feel
Donovan.
better.
Miss you.
Jonathan just confused me so much. I have no idea which ones he likes
He's
and
good
don't
at
like.
I'm good at it.
I listened to every word he said. I understood every word he said, and I have no idea which ones he likes and don't like.
Spider-Man 3, good. Amazing Spider-Man 2, bad.
Okay,
No
all
Way
right.
Home, we'll see.
Roger that.
We will see.
That was
Good night.
that was
We
an
shall
experience.
see.
So my favorite, I didn't go with. I'm gonna put the little like caveat that the Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite.
Did
I
you
think
see
it's the
all of
best.
them?
Yes.
Important.
That's a good. Yeah.
What do you say? Nothing heard. Wow. Quan has done nothing but confuse me today.
Your favorite Spider-Man movies.
Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite. I think it's the best, but I'm
Samesies.
going to do live action.
Okay.
My favorite is Spider-Man 2. I think it's the best. I don't think Tobey Maguire is the best. Like, he's not the best actor all the time, but he kills it in that movie. He does his best job. His best performance as Spider-Man is in Spider-Man 2, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
He has some
Wow, yeah.
he has some not great moments in like, and sometimes it's not even his fault. Like there's a part at the very beginning of Spider-Man 1 where he's chasing the bus, and it's like, why is this 25-year-old chasing a school bus? He's in high school,
Or he's professing his love to Mary Jane,
yeah.
and he's like, hey, we've been living together, or living as neighbors for the last 12 years, but I'm going to talk to you, like, today for
Right.
the first time. You're like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You could have said something.
You could have said something.
But
You gotta close. man.
my second favorite is Homecoming. I really enjoy that movie, and
Huh.
I think that's the only Spider-Man movie that hits Peter Parker and Spider-Man as close to on the head as it can.
Yeah.
Some movies,
Yeah.
It's
I think,
interesting that that was the first time that somebody mentioned a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, dude. The whole time.
and then number 3, as I kind of talked bad about it, but is the first Spider-Man movie. I think that's number 3 for me.
It's a good
And then-
superhero movie.
Yeah,
You know?
I-
It is.
and I really adore the Green Goblin in that movie.
Yeah.
The costume doesn't bother me as much as it does some people. I actually kind of
Green
like
Goblins?
it. Yeah, because it's not like the
Now it bothers me more, but like when it came out, it was dope.
Yeah,
You know, like I thought the mask looked sick. Now I'm like, there's
I still enjoy it, and
CG a little something player.
yeah.
Yeah.
20
but,
plus MCU films
and they had
later.
that. They had a
The
motorized.
lenses.
That'll
The
happen.
lenses that pop up.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh no.
They had a motorized like goblin face. You can see it in like the behind the scenes like that they were going to use, but for whatever reason they didn't end up going with it.
Mhm.
But
It looked
I
creepy as hell.
yeah, I really like the first Spider-Man movie, and then my least favorite, and it's like far and away my least favorite, is Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
That movie it's not just boring and kind of nonsensical. It's
Just
not good.
There's
Yeah,
so
dude.
much.
There's
well,
so
there's so
much
much stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot
And
of
There's
stuff they're trying to do.
there's nothing redeeming to it. The only like redeeming quality I can kind of like have for it is Andrew Garfield he's fun to watch as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That suit I think is the best
Sick.
suit in
He's a good
any of the
Spider-Man.
movies.
He is a really good
He's
Spider-Man.
He
a good
plays Spider-Man
He's,
well.
he's not a great Peter
He's the
Parker.
I think he's the worst Peter Parker. He's way too cool. Like there's no
He's
way
way
this
too-
guy
He's
is
Yeah.
really
Too
handsome.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like a super
way
handsome
too
guy.
cute, way too
It's
pretty.
like
Taking
that was
off.
a
Way too
point in the
handsome cute.
universe.
Taking off.
And the reason Spider-Man 3 isn't on my lowest is because the Sandman, his arc in that movie and that character
Is
is
good.
fantastic.
It is great.
It is
Everything
really
about
good.
that character is good, and that redeems
It
that
is really
movie
good.
for me.
Mm.
But definitely,
I do. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're-
I love that fight scene of him when he has the black suit and they're in the subway.
yeah.
Oh,
Like I love that
And
scene.
he puts his face like on the train.
and it's like
Yeah.
his face away.
I think
Oh,
that
that's
scene
right.
was
I watched
dope.
this last night, and the effects still hold up.
Yep.
I didn't believe it.
The
There's
sound
only
effects
one
are
part.
so good.
They're so good. The part where he comes back, like after he gets washed away, like he's muddy.
Mhm.
That's the only time in the movie that I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good.
This
the
is
sand
10 years
effects
ago.
are like really solid, and like the scene where he's trying to pick up the pendant of Penny,
and he can't.
and he
like,
can't.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my.
And that's
oh
what I
no.
mean.
Yeah, it's
really
his
good.
arc. His arc definitely did
Him
save
being
that.
in that movie brings it up, and he's like super comic accurate. He wears the same like green
Oh, yeah.
freaking
Right.
Yeah.
He
like
might be
Blue's
the most
Clues
comic
shirt.
accurate of any
Yeah.
villain.
of any villain that we've seen.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
He's fantastic, and I think
To that point, he was probably the most comic accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about since, but he probably is.
yeah. Well, that movie.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi did a really good job of casting like villains in that movie, or just character, like a lot of the characters in general. even though like some people don't love the costume, everyone kind of agrees Willem Dafoe is as good as you could possibly cast for the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
You
Easy.
really can't do any better than him.
Easy.
Yeah.
And
maybe
and
you could
Melina
match
is
it.
a great Doc Ock.
And Melina's a great Doc Ock.
Yeah.
The best, most accurately casted and played character of all time from a comic book movie is J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh,
Yeah.
There
he's-
is not
he's
a
great.
character
He's
or an
fantastic.
actor who
He's a
plays and
menace.
embodies the character better.
Oh my god,
And
I love it, dude.
no, Mr. Sunday Movies, he talks about this. He's like, one of the best scenes in the first Spider-Man movie is when he throws his cigar out the window and Green Goblin throws it back up.
Yeah.
And he's like talking all this crap about Spider-Man and like he's like, oh, he's terrible. And Green Goblin grabs J. Jonah Jameson and holds him up. He's like, who's taking the pictures? You kind of see that J. Jonah Jameson is actually a good dude.
Yeah.
Peter is standing right there. He knows Peter takes the pictures, but he's like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just get sent in.
Right.
And you kind of like, he's a fun character. He's like comic book Skip Bayless. He knows he's he's a pain in the butt and he knows what he's doing.
Wow.
But at the end of the day,
Skip Bayless.
at the end of the day, he's probably like a real good dude. He's like, I'm not going to sell this guy out and get this guy killed by this supervillain right in front of me. I'm not going to do that.
On a glider.
And I think those movies casted people very, very well, whereas the Amazing Spider-Man, maybe not so much.
And his son is Man-Wolf.
Yes, turns into a space wolf and also gets his wife stolen by Peter at the altar.
Star God. Man-Wolf.
Man,
Almost
wolf.
married Mary Jane. Mary Jane almost married a werewolf.
A space werewolf.
Resume not looking
A
too
space
hot.
Not
Werewolf.
looking too
Yeah.
space werewolf.
Dude.
Not looking too hot, player. Real quick. Anybody that's in the chat, play along. Favorite villain in any Spider-Man movie?
Or Willie's favorite Spider-Man movie, favorite Spider-Man.
No. Who's your favorite villain?
Oh,
Nice.
mine?
Yeah.
So
boy.
I want to mention
Someone
too
else.
that between now and next week, when we meet again
Mhm.
next Thursday, not only are we all going to have seen Spider-Man,
Mhm.
but also Matrix will been released.
Mhm.
The Kingsman will have been released.
Mhm.
The finale for Hawkeye
Mhm.
and the second season of The Witcher comes out tonight at midnight.
Yeah, Jonathan's not going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Finishing it tonight.
not. Probably not.
So excited.
So
That's a lot.
my question to you guys is,
Doc Ock is my, or Green
between now and I think obviously we're going to be talking the most about Spider-Man
Goblin.
For sure.
when we get together next week. What will be the thing that we're talking about after that? What will be the most talked about?
I'm gonna
The Matrix.
say something controversial here. I don't have the same reverence for the Matrix movies that everyone else does. And if I wasn't going to see it with all of you guys after the show, which I know I am, I probably wouldn't see it
That's okay.
You probably wouldn't see it.
just at all.
What
make-
about
make-
Kingsman?
Making me a little upset.
I really hated the last Kingsman movie. Like
Agreed.
it was laughably bad. Like it was really, really bad.
I didn't like it,
It was
but I
kinda
didn't
rough.
hate it because
I
I really
hate
like
it.
those movies. So I was just like,
It was still fun.
this isn't the best one.
There's
And this is a prequel, and they're going to start working on the third one.
Yes.
yeah. Pablo Pascal's character is so weird and bad.
Yes, it is.
And there's a car chase where everything looks like
Pedro
it's made
Pascal.
of
yeah.
what'd I say?
Pablo.
Whatever.
Whatevs.
Whatever, you know what I mean. And there's a
Pablo
car chase
Pedro.
where everything is like CGI and he's like fighting in the car.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I really like that.
At
scene.
that part of that movie, I was like, I checked out. I was like, whatever.
They're finding an Aston Martin or something like that.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Like a limo or something like that. He's like, he's like kicking ass. This is really cool.
I think the next thing is Mando, right? Mando's the next
Ma-
biggest
Boba.
thing.
Mandalorian
Oh,
comes
Boba
out
Fett.
the
Boba Fett, not
book of Boba Fett
It's Mandalorian.
comes out the
diet.
following Wednesday. The book of Boba Fett,
it's like
7-episode season.
generic. Or
Well, but
like
no,
Walmart
but
brand.
he's
he's the OG.
technically
he's
the
first.
OG.
He is the
Mandalorian
OG.
is the Walmart brand.
Except for he's like shiny
Yeah.
Except for like his story's actually like way more interesting than Boba's ever has been.
for sure. But do you think we're gonna get Mandalorian in Book of Boba?
The very beginning and then not at all.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. Do you think we'll get a Jedi?
No.
No Luke?
I don't think so.
No,
No.
it'd be
Grogu?
funny if like he saw Luke and he's like, "You jerk."
I think we get a little bit of Din at the beginning of the show, just for people who aren't as into it as us. They go, "Oh, I know that guy,"
Mhm.
Right.
and then boom, we take off with Boba, and it's going to be about him taking over Jabba's like underworld and his
Underground.
kingdom and
Mm.
stuff like that.
Do you think there's a chance that he finds a baby alien that he becomes a father figure to, over the course of a couple seasons.
Now, I think it would be cool if he found like Han Solo's blaster. You know, that could be like a fun thing in like
Hey.
the
He
Boba
finds-
Fett movies or something that ties
He
into.
finds a baby from Kashyyyk. What is the
Ewok?
Wookiee? He
Wookiee?
finds a baby Wookiee, and he like
Aw,
raises
that
a
would
baby
be
Wookiee.
cute.
He
Yeah.
names it Baby Baka.
Or he finds
Baby Baka.
What's the fly that owns Anakin's mom, which is a weird thing to say, but it's
Watto.
also true. Watto.
Yeah.
Where he like finds Watto's kid and like raises Watto's kid.
A
He's like a
Geonosian?
used car
He's a
salesman.
Geonosian.
Just the way
yeah,
he
bro, you're
negotiates.
going way too hard into that.
Wow,
one.
you go somewhere. He's brutal, dude.
Oh man,
The
that movie.
characters they had in the prequels,
They
some of those
Epic, dude.
those characters,
Epic.
they're
Prequels are
brutal.
bad movies.
they said every accent
Watto,
possible
Jar Jar.
in this
Yes.
movie.
Jar Jar Binks pissed off so many people.
Yeah.
He got a lot of people mad.
I love Jar
Jar
Jar.
Jar, Jar Binks pissed off so
Yeah.
many people,
I
dude.
love Jar
But he
Jar.
also like CGI and like motion capture wouldn't be what it is without that character. He was the first like fully motion capture
Yeah.
CGI character ever.
Oof, that's a
So
statement.
next Thursday when we get together,
Yeah.
we're gonna try to go see Matrix. I guess next Wednesday night, if you
Yeah.
guys want, we
Yeah,
can try
yeah,
to
yeah.
go see it Wednesday night.
Oh,
I got tickets.
yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about obviously Spider-Man,
Yes.
but you think after that we'll be talking about this Matrix movie?
I think a lot
Matrix,
of
Witcher.
I think the Matrix is gonna do a lot for pop culture, and it's gonna do a lot for the internet, and there's
Mhm.
gonna be a lot of like fan, giving back to all this stuff. I think it's gonna be the coolest thing to see after we see Spider-Man. The Witcher is definitely like a niche, like
It's not as mainstream,
right.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I'm stoked for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I think this next season's gonna be pretty badass. He gets both the swords.
I
Everybody's
still
training.
I still haven't gotten through like 3 episodes.
It's so good.
It's
And,
just it's hard,
Dude,
I
it
can't
took
get
me
into it.
3 years to get into Game of Thrones. I didn't watch the first 3 seasons, and then I was like, all right.
It took me 3 times to watch Game of Thrones.
Well,
to
it
get
was just
into-
so
start
many
watching it.
characters and so many names that I'm like, what? This show's about 15 people. Like,
That's like kind of like the movie we're about to watch. Maybe.
yeah, I'm like, this show's really about 15 people, and everybody's last name has like 47 letters. Like, is that what we're really doing?
Cam,
And then-
Targaryen.
Cameron
Don't-
Coates, shout out to Cam, Coates to Coast. Cam is in the chat. He just said that he got home from the theater. He just saw No Way Home. He's excited to see what we think.
Mm.
Man, we're hyped for it too.
In a word, Cameron. In a word, what did you think? One word.
Yeah, just put in there. No
Yeah, no
spoilers.
spoilers.
Well, I
Just
don't
tell
know
us
how-
what you thought.
Yeah, I don't know how he could.
Carlo, he's always a fan of the show, always in the chat. He's in Austin, Texas, so he got to see a little early too. I think he went to the 5:30 showing for Out There, and they're 3 hours ahead of us or whatever. So he should. He said he was gonna pop into the chat and kind of tell us a little something.
This is the best I've ever done because I usually don't make an effort to avoid like kind of like leaks and stuff because I
Same.
generally speaking don't really care.
Right.
But this is the best I have ever done. Like Nikita,
Y'all know, dude.
she was talking in the beginning of the thing. She was like, "Well, they leaked a bunch of the post-credit scenes. Everyone's talking about them." I literally,
I don't know.
Don't
I
know.
have not looked at anything.
Totally.
I don't know what those
not
things
a
are,
single
player.
I'll tell you the worst like spoiler situation that got ruined for me. Once.
Cameron said tearjerker.
"Oh man,
Oh,
okay, great.
What's that
Wow.
one?
Oh, I'm emotional."
That is not what I
I'm
was.
already
I
emotional,
heard,
Cam, thanks.
I heard this is supposed to be like Spider-Man Endgame. I heard what's like
wow.
the what's supposed to be happening in this is supposed to like 1 set up everything else, or 2 like it's supposed to give you this like I don't know. When I saw Endgame, like the roller coaster of emotions that I went through watching
it
that
was
movie
brutal.
Yeah.
was brutal. Do I think that I could watch the same and get the same emotions with the Spider-Man movie? Possibly. I don't know who they're gonna bring in, dude. Like,
Dude,
what if
Maybe
Andrew Garfield
Saves
catch-
Gwen Stacy this time.
what if he saves MJ from falling, and if Toby went to jump and he jumps instead? That for me would be great fan service.
Right.
That would be a good tearjerker, and that's
I'm starting to think maybe like Toby dies or something like that.
I'm okay
Right.
if they kill both of them.
Oh yeah.
I love Tobey Maguire. I love Andrew Garfield, but that would be awesome. Do it.
Oh my gosh.
So
I do
awesome.
think
Kill
They're not
both
going to
of
make more movies with them.
I do think I know
They're
what Jonathan's
not.
saying
This is
though. I think it would benefit the story for them. It would add stakes. It would
Kill
raise
Toby.
like yeah.
In the black suit. He does this, whatever he does, like the weird, like pop move.
He says-
and then
He catches MJ,
Doc
then he
Ock.
says shalom and dies.
Shalom. I'm out.
I
Gosh.
I'm not gonna say I don't want that to happen, but you know, jeez.
What do you want them to go back to the portal and they're like, see you next time?
Next time on Spider-Man.
We're never gonna see them again.
No.
They're not
No,
gonna do this
you're
again.
right. I think
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Bring the tissues.
I'm not sitting by Jonathan
you said
to watch
it.
the movie.
We all thought it.
I have a question that I haven't really thought much about. Do we get a new villain introduced in this, or is it all going to be villains we have seen in
We're
the
trying to
Oh,
draw
God.
this.
Craven,
Oh, that'd be good.
Antonio Banderas.
But we're
I don't like that.
you weren't here for that one,
He missed that. He missed that.
right? Right?
No. Never.
Right?
Never.
I'm glad that Jonathan had the same reaction to that as I did.
Antonio Banderas, Craven,
Terrible.
MCU,
I'm going to kill you, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He's like all cool.
I love you, Spider-Man. I got you.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Is
Yeah.
Craven Latino?
I don't
No,
know.
he's
Antonio
Russian.
Banderas.
He's Russian,
Yeah.
huh? Oh man.
This is not Latino.
Oh my
That's how I
gosh.
see him playing Craven.
Well, I mean, they casted Mickey Rourke as a Russian dude, so
That's true.
Wow.
He trashes that stuff. He's like, I think Marvel movies suck
he's
so
so
bad.
he was so
He
salty.
was so
He
salty.
was like, my character wasn't what it's supposed to be. I know that's
I'm
not
so-
what Mickey
I'm-
Rourke sounds like, but that's what I feel like he sounds
Sorry,
like. when he
this is
says
what's
you got
supposed
like
to be.
$10 million. I'm so sorry. You're one of the biggest movies
You
ever.
got your
Yeah,
bird.
right.
You're a bird.
I want my
bird.
my
I
bird.
want my bird.
I want my bird.
Man,
Jonathan wants everybody to die.
not everyone. Just
Okay.
the Spider-Man.
Wow.
We can keep Gwen Stacy. We can keep
yeah.
we can keep Kirsten Dunst as MJ. I mean, she's not gonna
We
be in the
probably
movie.
aren't getting Emma Stone because she's pregnant. So we're
Right.
probably not going to get Emma Stone in the movie.
Well, she's pregnant right now, or she
I
was
think
pregnant when they
I
were
think
Right,
filming
that's what I'm
she
saying.
was pregnant while they're shooting it.
Only takes 9 months, man. She could have.
Is that all?
You know, they could have did this.
They
a
just
long
do
time ago.
CGI. They CGI Henry
CGI
Cavill's
they-
mustache.
They CGI her tummy.
Yeah, and that looked great.
She just holds a cape or something.
I
a
want
coat.
CGI.
She holds a cape. She's like got something in front of her. It's like in The Simpsons when Bart's naked and he always has something in front of his
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
crotch
He's-
area. It'll be
yeah.
like that, but there's always something in front of Emma Stone's belly. Like she's standing there talking to
grocery
Peter,
bag.
and there's like a fence in front of her, like she's Wilson
A
from
bus.
She's
So-
holding like a
Superman
science
Taylor.
project.
So my theory for her to come back as Spider-Gwen in this isn't really going to happen.
I
then, huh?
don't.
That's pretty low on the radar.
Hold on.
If they filmed it,
But if they
9
do,
months ago,
if they shot it and have some like just standing talking scenes with her, and then they do have a Spider-Gwen, it doesn't have to be her in the costume.
No,
I
also,
wanna see
also
a-
why would it be Emma Stone? Let's just get another person as Spider-Gwen.
I want
I think just
a
for-
pregnant
I don't think
Emma
that's gonna happen
Stone
because
in
she
the Spider-Gwen.
She died in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Dr. Octavius died in Spider-Man 2.
Right, and he's still going to be
he's
what's
in this
happening?
Well,
one.
we don't know.
See, so
We
that's my
don't
point.
know.
You know.
He's a ghost.
You do not know what's going to happen.
Oh, he spoiled it. He
Oh,
actually
he's a
saw the
ghost.
spoilers. Dr. Octavius is a ghost.
It's all
And
a
I
dream.
promise, for the
I hope
first,
So he'd be so
like,
mad.
for the first like 2 or 3 days, I won't say anything. But like, if you're not going to go watch the movie in the first couple days, like,
Come on.
you don't really,
You don't
You don't
care.
care.
you don't care enough,
It's the movie
right?
for you to watch.
Then go watch it the next day.
Yeah. People saying they can't get tickets. There's 1,000 movie
If you have to
theaters.
work and
Call
you're making
us.
money,
I'll
too
get you a
bad.
ticket.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I can get you tickets. I can movie tickets.
They could torrent
Guys,
it.
people get sick all the time. Call
Torrent
in.
it at work. You got it.
Guys, we're about 2 hours away from Spider time.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Spider,
wow.
Is
Spider-Man,
it,
Spider-Man time.
we doing tacos and margaritas before the movie, or
We're gonna see. I'm good with anything.
sounds good
Spider tacos.
I'm not hard to please.
as a delicious snack. It sounds
Okay.
delectable.
So for tonight,
Yes.
I'm getting tacos. But yes, but no. But what I was gonna mention is,
You got tacos on the brain. You had to say it.
guys, I'm excited to see this movie with you.
Same.
Same.
We've been looking forward to this for a long time.
This is a long one.
No, to be honest with you, I don't know. Wow.
Phrasing.
I don't know. I
This is a
can't
long-
remember the last time I saw a major superhero release for the first time that wasn't with Frank.
Oh
Can you?
do I
no.
do I not matter or
Well, yeah, I'm talking like New Mutants.
Oh, what major?
Oh, excuse me, bro.
Whoa,
So sorry, bro.
whoa. New
It's
Mutants
out
came
of
out.
all
Jonathan-
movies,
New Mutants
bro.
was
No.
literally the only movie that came out.
Jonathan's face, like what?
I'm sorry
Can't
about
wait
that.
to clip that later.
New Mutants, Wonder Woman, Endgame, Shang-Chi,
Infinity War.
Infinity War,
Bro, we've been doing
Eternals.
this. We've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years.
But
bro.
like literally every superhero movie that comes out, one way or another, I end up seeing it with Frank. Even before we did this.
We saw a lot of them.
Yeah, I think
That's how
even
this
before you
started.
started working at Tommy's, we would go see him.
oh,
That's fire. New Mutants.
Hey man, I was
first
starting low.
movie.
I was
First
starting
movie,
low.
bro.
I was starting
First
low
movie.
and going high. All right.
New
Jonathan-
Mutants.
Jonathan's coming in hot
The
tonight.
fastest,
or
the
Donovan.
fastest superhero.
Shout out
movie.
Donovan.
Blame Jonathan.
No, Donovan. Shout out Donovan in the chat. It is not a sweater. I'm gonna step back real quick and just.
Pick you up.
It's a whole onesie, fool.
yo, Donovan, I love you so much, and I hope you feel better. Papa misses you.
Okay.
We love you, bro.
All right, Papa.
Don't worry, because Jonathan's being crazy for you in your place.
Yeah.
I'm helping you out.
He's wow.
New Mutants. I can't.
Look, man, you know what I meant. You know what I
Don't.
meant.
Don't.
I would serenade you, but I cannot sing.
Wow. Okay.
What is happening right now?
Sonny's
Next
drinking
week
White
we're gonna have a
Claws.
lot of stuff to review. It's gonna be
Your
like
boy Carlos in the chat.
Uh-oh.
here he is,
Okay,
He said,
real quick.
bro.
Yo. Nah, he's like, I don't trust him. No, shut up. No,
The
he
movie,
wouldn't. He wouldn't
mind
do it.
blown.
He wouldn't
Carlo,
do it.
one word, Carlo. Nothing else, just
If
one
you
word.
can describe it in one word, bro, what would you say?
Don't say Andrew, because then I'll be mad.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Oh, that's Donovan.
It's all good, man. It's all good, brother. You get healthy, brother.
Anyway, real talk. We're gonna get some food. We're gonna watch this movie. We're pulling up on the hour.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
wear this
gonna be a
in the
good night.
theater. Which
You're wear it for dinner.
I
He
don't
said epic.
I don't know.
Can't
man.
wait.
Yep.
Guys,
So stoked.
we will talk to you next week. Reach out to us on our socials over the weekend. We'll be talking about spider stuff. We're gonna give it a couple days before we spoil anything.
Yeah,
but
Spider-Man.
We're,
Yeah.
we're gonna be talking about spider related things this weekend. We're
Spider
excited.
thing.
It's taco time.
It is taco time. It's taco time and then spider time.
Boom.
Per usual. See you guys next week.
Talk to you soon, guys.
West. Oh yeah.